Listen, in a pragmatic sense, the only way to directly prevent a crime from happening is to trample all over somebody's First Amendment rights, their right to their Second Amendment right, whatever, because you can't prevent a crime unless it has. There's nothing you can do to prevent the crime, because until the crime happens, that person is innocent. I mean, technically innocent of the crime. They haven't committed it yet. So how are they going to... Nick, there are science fiction movies made from this very same topic.
You're talking about no one can prevent the crime because the people are going to just commit crime. That's what you're saying, right? Like, you can't prevent somebody from committing a crime until they
I'll go back to what I said at the beginning. They prevent crime by having a presence.
That's literally my argument. Like, you're now saying my argument that I said to you in the beginning, where, yes, they prevent crime. Their presence alone prevents crime.
Then what you need to say is that. But when you say
what I said.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. When you say cops are here to prevent crime, how? How are they going to do that? Are they going to investigate someone before they committed the crime?
I made that argument. I made the argument of, like, yes, their presence alone, like even them being on the highway.
I recall you making that argument, and I recall me agreeing with it.
You did not.
Because you put it in the proper terms.
Against it.
Yes, you did. No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you
no, I
did.
didn't.
Now they were in front of cameras. You're like, I got to be all good now.
Bro, how am I ever going to argue that a police presence doesn't prevent crime from happening?
Exactly. That's why I was so baffled about it.
That's why I agree with you. But you didn't approach me with that. You just said cops are here to prevent crime.
Nick, you always do this. You always go back and say, like, well, that's not what you said. And I guarantee you, if we had cameras following us, that is exactly what I said.
I guarantee you the opposite, which means you and I have come
the ability enough to where we can actually. Hey, do you guys want to follow us around with cameras?
That would be awesome.
Because I think that you would have a good show with that. My gosh, Nick, I guarantee you I said that.
You didn't. Of course, you said it after the fact, but you didn't present it that way.
I promise you I did.
That's dumb.
I promise you I did.
Dumb. That's just dumb. Okay, so
here's the overall conclusion to this argument.
We're going to disagree with the overall conclusion.
The overall conclusion is that cops do prevent crime.
Their presence.
Okay,
prevent a crime.
With them being literally, dude, them being in existence prevents crime.
If that's the case, Nick, why does crime exist?
No. You're going off to this philosophical thing. The whole purpose is the reason why cops are there is to prevent crime.
It's not a philosophical thing. If they're there to prevent crime, then why does crime exist?
See, no. Because I just told you their presence alone prevents crime. And you're saying, well, if they exist, why does crime exist? You know, that's not.
Nick, you're swimming for the shore.
I am
bro.
not.
You're doggy paddling.
I am not. You think I'm doggy paddling because you're saying that crime can't exist if cops exist. Yes, it can. Because
that's what you're saying.
No, that's what you're saying.
I'm saying they can't prevent crime. If crime's going to happen, it's going to happen. Now, there are ways that they can minimize it. There are ways they can...
But the thing is, you just said they can't prevent crime, yet you just admitted they can prevent crime by just their presence.
Then why does crime exist, Nick?
Because if the presence isn't there, then they can get around that. That's what criminals are. They learn how to work the system.
I'm gonna take a drink of water, man, because there's no talking sense to you, bro. There's no talking sense.
The sense is being talked. You're just not willing to listen to the common sense that's coming out of my mouth.
Admit it. Nick's right. So move on, dude. Move on.
So you want to move into the dating thing?
Well, we've done kicked this horse all to pieces, bro. And I'm sure we'll continue kicking it later.
We could have had a whole entire hour and a half episode on just that discussion if we would have talked about it from the start of me seeing the video, or like say we had it as like a reaction video in studio, and then we just started the conversation. Then that could have been an hour and a half conversation.
Sure. Well, I mean, you think? I don't know.
Are we going to debate whether it could be an hour and a half conversation?
No, Nick, you're wrong.
So we both have a lot of experience in dating. And we are both kind of big fans of the Whatever podcast.
Yeah.
And I know that Nick doesn't like talking about this.
I love talking about this.
Man. But
people always take it the wrong way. They take He
doesn't like watching
That's
the Whatever.
Different.
Yeah,
that's different.
He doesn't like watching the Whatever podcast, and the reason being is because
it drives me absolutely nuts. I can't watch. I enjoy it for what its purpose is. It serves a purpose, and that is for those who aren't familiar with the Whatever podcast. It basically brings women of a certain,
304s.
certain lifestyle. Yeah, they're 304s. Some of these are OF girls. Some of them are streetwalkers. Some of them are, high-end sort of prostitutes. He always brings on, and those women, that panel of women, which can range either from 6 to 8 women, they're always of a certain political bent, like they're feministic or they're left wing or they're, and because that's where the party of, sexual liberation. And if it feels good, just do it. And we don't need to be decent and moral people. That's like, but what the Whatever podcast does that I appreciate that to balance that out is they always bring that one or two females guests on that are conservative. Like they are wives and they believe in God and they are of the Christian faith and stuff like that. So a lot of the cross table one-on-ones that go on are quite entertaining. The only problem is, I've said this before, Nick.
You can't get it out.
As much as I like the Whatever podcast, and it's not just Whatever, man. It's
all of them. It's Fresh and Fit. It's
Fresh and Fit back in the day. Yeah, I think Fresh and Fit kind of went away.
I think it just turned into something else. But,
into something else. But there's a bunch of them. No one ever knows how to argue with these women, man. Debate. They never know. They don't know how to debate.
With that. No, the reason why they don't know how to it's not that they don't know how to debate. I saw
they're not hard enough on them.
No. They're hard on them. I'm going to say, because I've seen some of that. I know you want them to be harder, but they've got to be able to say it because it's not just about proving them wrong, but it's also there has to be some kind of motive to get them out of what they're doing, to teach them the way, you know what I mean? Like the right way.
Yeah.
Or the true way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think they do that very well.
Well, but
it doesn't take.
Obviously, they could be harder on them because whenever you watch Andrew sit there and just bash them left and right, honestly, he could be worse.
He could be worse. The problem with Andrew is that he's too intellectual for them.
Well,
like
he even said that.
They have a hard time following him.
I was going to pull that up because they're doing Whatever debates now.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just Andrew and somebody else, and usually a feminist. This recent one that he did, he literally just looked at his paper that he wrote down some of the points, and he's like, I think the person's name was Charlie. The girl's name was Charlie, and he kept calling her Chuck. It was hilarious. Look, Chuck. Listen, Chuck. And I'm like, dude, that's gold.
That's funny. That's funny.
Here, the one thing he said, he's like, I believe that you believe everything that you're believing, but when it comes to the points that I'm making, I think you're too stupid to understand it. And I was like, yeah. And of course, that set her off, and then she went after his wife.
Oh, yeah. I've probably seen that episode or one like
he's like, he unhinged.
Did he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And of course, he started coming back after her and started calling her, all names.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, it started to become a very bleeped out episode, if you know what I mean. Because he just wasn't having it. Of course, I commend him for that. Like, good job for you for sticking up for your woman. You know what I mean? Because regardless of what she's done in her past, and the way he comes at all of the people on the show, you can see that with his wife, he does have that grace because she didn't have a perfect past.
Yeah.
But she didn't have a terrible past like a 304.
Yeah.
But the feminist on the debate tried to pin that against her because she has, babies from other baby daddies.
Yeah.
Sure. And then she was trying to correlate that to be the same as an OF girl. And I was like,
see, this is the stupid, mindless. Okay, this is the problem I have with women on that show. I'm not going to say all women.
Wait.
But I mean,
aren't you a self-proclaimed misogynist?
Yeah. Yes, I'm a self-proclaimed misogynist. Let me clarify.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
I am a self-proclaimed misogynist.
Uh-huh.
There, clear. So,
oh was literally waiting for another explanation.
No, okay, all right. Let me back up. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I think
That was so good. Let me clear this up for you.
yeah.
I'm a self-proclaimed misogynist. By the way, just for clarity, he is a self-proclaimed misogynist.
I'm going to.
I don't think anybody can actually clarify what misogyny means.
Yeah,
because,
no, that's so true.
I mean, it's just like whenever Andrew's on these debates and he's like, define this word that you're using for me. Like, okay, I'm going to open up to you real quick, Nick.
Okay.
Because you use the words objective and subjective a lot. And I would
Only objectively.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. And when it comes to our debates or our discussions, I would argue with you about subjective and objective. And I had no clue what those words meant. And it wasn't until 2 days ago that I actually asked ChatGPT, what are the definitions of objective and subjective? And then it gave me the definition of like subjective, you're trying to present something or you're doing something in feelings, and objective is with facts.
So, okay, I mean, I suppose I can go with those definitions.
No, those are the definitions.
So all that argumentation of the months and years past about
I had no idea what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea what I was saying when it comes to using the words subjective and objective. And then I was like, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, so I go back and I look at
You
the
were just
definition.
arguing to argue.
And I'm good at it.
Well,
That's the actor in me, baby. That's the improvness.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of a jerk, but whatever. It's sort of a jerk move. So, okay, now that you know what objective and subjective is, or the difference therein, let me explain why I'm a self-proclaimed misogynist.
Go ahead.
Back to that point.
Objectively or subjectively?
Objectively.
All right, go ahead.
Objectively. I'm not going to get into subjectivity with my misogyny. I think that any man today who believes that men and women are diametrically different biologically and in many ways, even theologically, and that they both have a role to play. Yeah. And the more that those roles are embraced, the better a family or a community or a society would be. Yeah. I think any man who believes that should admit to being a self-proclaimed misogynist, because that is misogyny today. That's what
that's what they think misogyny is.
Of course it is.
And that's what they've labeled it to be. In other words, Democrats and liberals have redefined it.
Oh, yeah. They have redefined it. So I'm really just speaking their language.
Yeah, because anything that actually is good in a relationship, they're saying that's misogyny.
100%.